Neeks. Welcome back, bro. Drop points. It feels like, we came from behind. What was your thoughts on the game, mate?
Listen, before that penalty, I was ready to go off on one. Like, I was ready to start cussing everyone and everything to do with Man United. Because the way we went 1-0 down, and it looked like we're going to lose the game because of errors from Shaw, Maguire, and David De Gea ultimately, that was going to cost us a game. And a game we didn't deserve to lose. Not that we necessarily deserved to win, but we didn't deserve to lose that game. And I think after we conceded that goal, it was just Jose territory. Jose was like, the worst thing you can do against the Jose side is concede the first goal, because he's happy to sit back, soak it all up, make it condense, and hit the team on the break. And they hit us on the break a couple of times. Son had the header in the first half as well that could have made it 2-0. Brilliant save from David De Gea. And it just looked like we're going back to our old ways. A lot of possession, passing in front of the defense, but no real penetration, whether it's runs in behind or passes through the defense, until Pogba came on. And Bruno was having a good game already. Not scintillating, but he was having a good game. You could see the level that he was at compared to a lot of the people around him. When Pogba came on, you saw two players, and I'm not going to say they're playing at the top of their game, but two players head and shoulders above everybody else on the pitch. And as a Man United fan, for the last 3 months, that's all we've been begging for. Bruno and Pogba and Bruno. And ultimately, they combined to give us the equalizer.
Absolutely. And I think it's a knock-on effect. Pogba comes on, which is going to free up more space for Bruno because he's being stifled out the game. It then gives McTominay more time on the ball because no one's worried. With all due respect to Mac, no one's worried about him anymore because you've got two bigger fish to fry in front of you. And it unbalanced Tottenham. And, the goal come from a penalty, but, Martial had two golden opportunities to score. One, I thought was I know it got blocked, but I think he should have buried that. The second one was a brilliant save. Yeah. And then there was still a lack of sharpness from Man United, which is why I think, by the time we get to whatever happens, hook or by crook, we've got to beat Sheffield United. By the time we get to the Norwich game, and Norwich are already finished. I saw them today. They are devoid now of ideas. If we get to the Norwich game and be sharp, that's 3 points. If we can be sharp by that game, I then think we can get all the way. I honestly look at those games. We can get all the way to the Leicester one. We can win them all up until Leicester. I'm so confident.
On paper, we've got by far the easiest running that anyone could hope for this top 4 race. I want to take it one game at a time. I really want to take it one game at a time because especially, before the lockdown, I was so confident of beating Spurs. The way that we were playing, the way they were playing, the form, the players available, we were, for me, clear we're going to win that game. Yeah. After the lockdown, of course, different players are back. There's a bit of rustiness. We saw a lot of rustiness. Rashford got the ball a lot of the times, but very rusty. I think Wan-Bissaka was rusty because before the break, he was on a good run of form attacking going forward. Today, it was like he kind of went back to how he was before. Martial had a poor game. Daniel James had a poor game. Greenwood looked good when he came off the bench, to be fair. But I just feel that we take one game at a time. I thought we were going to win this game. We didn't. We drew, which isn't the worst result. We got Sheffield United next. And as much as we should win it, we should have beat them at Bramall Lane. And for me, it was just a VAR error why we drew 3-3 in the end. It's not going to be a given at home. Chris Wilder and his team are very, very well drilled. And they're not going to make it easy for us. But, I just want to take one game at a time. And if we have, the longer we have Pogba and Bruno on the pitch together, of course, it gives us more chance of winning. And I'll be confident if we got both of them.
A lot of the live comments have been coming in the whole show. I've ignored them just because there's a lot of people calling Bruno a diver for the penalty that wasn't given.
No.
I didn't even see him. A diver for me is someone that goes down and is appealing for it. Like, he just fell down. And in fairness, there was contact on his knee and it wasn't a penalty. I said on my live stream it wasn't a penalty, but I sort of looked at it like, if the contact was slightly stronger from Dyer, it's a pen. Like, Dyer was lucky. My view is Dyer was lucky not to give the penalty away, really.
I think what happened was Dyer went for the tackle, missed the tackle, by the way. Bruno got there first, but because he didn't extend, he kind of halted, and it was Bruno who made contact with him. But the contact means that you're going to you're gonna fall down. You're gonna get in contact with each other and you're gonna drop. So I don't think he dived. The contact meant that he fell to the ground, but it wasn't a penalty. I just think it wasn't a penalty. There's no dive in it. It wasn't a penalty. I'm not sure what the issue was. Some people say Pogba dived. Pogba didn't dive. Pogba got past his man, and Dyer tried to and impeded him. So I don't know what you want him to do.
People they got to remember. So the Bruno and Pogba thing is like Bruno keeping them numbers up. And that is what will trigger these people. Is like they don't want him to be successful, and they're it's a penalty though. Yeah, it's an equalizer. Imagine imagine if he misses that penalty, we don't get a point. Imagine we make top 4 by a point. That penalty is a decisive factor. So just let them keep hating. The irony was Chelsea fans the other day. Chelsea fans have been telling us all season penalties don't count because of the Tammy Rashford thing, right? The video that was used to celebrate Timo Werner becoming a Chelsea player was Werner taking a penalty. They're like, yeah, I love that sort of thing. I truly love it. But I just watched it actually up here. It's highlights when I'm in the screen in front of me, and it's when we played Tottenham at White Hart Lane in 2017. They battered us, I think 3-0 last game, and that's also something we've got to look at. And I know Tottenham have got slightly worse, but it shows our progression that we were unlucky not to beat them. If we played them 3 months ago, even without Pogba and Rashford, we beat them because we were in scintillating form. But they went for a 2 or 3 year period where Spurs just outclassed us home and away. It shows we're moving back in the right direction. And yeah, I'm excited about the end of this season because I think we saw enough tonight to know that we'll beat most teams that we come up against now. And
when you compare to the rivals that they're running, like you look at, I think is it Chelsea, they've got to play Liverpool and Man City. So it's like, of course, if they beat Liverpool, Man City, then you know what? You deserve top 4 in it. But they've got to play those. For me, if we don't get top 4 from the position we're in, and I mean, a win today would have been ideal, but from the position we're in, if we don't get top 4, we can only blame ourselves. And it just means, frankly, we're not good enough.
Yeah, of course.
We've got the Europa League as a possible.
Chelsea's game on Sunday's hard because they played Villa. Now, Villa, they're much better than Villa. But Villa have had a game. Villa have had a game by then, and we've seen the rustiness. Villa will be less rusty, and I think that could be an issue. But then there are 2 games after that, Chelsea, a City at home and Leicester away, and then they've got to go away to West Ham, which is a big derby for them.
Yeah.
I think if they come through, if they beat Villa, we'll just say they beat Villa. If they come through those next 3 games with 7 or more points, I think they've made the top 4, in my opinion. If it's sort of 4 or less, then United, I think, will capitalise and it will become a very neck-and-neck race. But yeah, it's going to be exciting, mate. Neeks, appreciate you coming on, bro. Enjoy the rest of your evening and we'll chat to you again soon, all right?
Thank you.
Take care, mate.